Are you not sure about your Rodrigo replacement or what other transfers to make for Game Week 6? Or even who should be your captain for this week? Should it be Salah or should it be Haaland? Watch this video till the end to find answers to all those questions. Now let's start with the first question. Who are the best Rodrigo replacements this week? Now guys, if you had Rodrigo, I think there is a good case to be made for replacing Rodrigo this week, as he's probably out till the international break. Now in terms of replacements, I think you can easily go for Pascal Gross. He's definitely the safest option to go for in terms of a replacement, guys. In case if you have some additional money, then I think you should definitely target Wilfried Zaha, guys. Yes, his fixtures are a bit trickier, but I think he can definitely do well in those fixtures as well, guys. If Palace are gonna do something in attack, there are high chances that Wilfried Zaha would be involved very heavily. And if you have the additional money, you should go Wilfried Zaha. Now, in case if you want to go the differential route, there are a couple of options to go for. You can go for Trossard, who is also around 6.5 million and is playing for a Brighton attack. His numbers are not as great as the Pascal Gross, but I think there is a great differential shout in there, guys. Now, in case if you want a Leeds option, let's say if you want to replace Rodrigo with a Leeds player, then in that case, guys, you can go for Harrison. He's the safest option to go for. Other than that, I think Sinisterra is the differential pick in case if you want to take a wild punt of sorts. I think he's the option to go for. The expectation is that he will start more minutes or he'll get more games. And because of that, because of Bamford being back, I think the potential for Sinisterra could be quite decent in that midfield category. So differentials are Trossard and Sinisterra. The safest options are Pascal Gross and Wilfried Zaha this week. Now coming to the next question, guys, and the second question is, should Ramsdale be sold? Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of managers, they went for Ramsdale over the likes of Sanchez, Raya, or even some other keeper. Now, the question is he value in that price point, in that price category, considering that he's hardly got any save points? He's not making saves because Arsenal aren't really conceding a lot of shots. There's a case to be made for him to be sold this week, guys. In case if you don't have any other transfers to do, then I think it's an absolutely easy switch from a Ramsdale to even a keeper like Sanchez, guys. I think he's a great option to go for. Now, in case if you want to go some other alternatives, guys, there's Nick Pope from Newcastle. I think he's also a very decent option. In case if you are looking for a keeper who probably make a lot of saves, I think Nottingham Forest's Dean Henderson is also a great option to go for, guys. So, in case if you don't have any other moves to make, I think you should definitely make it. In case if you just have one free transfer and if you have nothing else to do, I think then it's also a case where you could easily switch Ramsdale to one of the options that I've just mentioned. Now, would I do this for a hit? I personally don't think so. I think I'll probably save this transfer, wait for one more transfer, and use it when I have two free transfers, guys, because I don't think so it's worth a hit. I know Ramsdale is not making saves, but he can still get you clean sheet points. Arsenal defense is quite decent. I mean, they have been a bit unlucky in terms of conceding goals, and that might not continue, so you might get those Ramsdale clean sheet points, but don't do this for a hit. If it's a free transfer, absolutely do it. If you have two free transfers, then I think it's a no-brainer. Coming to the next question, and which premium defenders are worth holding, guys? To be honest, most of the premium defenders are okay this week. I mean, if we talk about Cancelo, he's definitely a hold. There's good haul potential. I don't think so there are chances of him getting a rest. And we saw in the last game he can score a goal as well, guys. Yes, maybe you can say it was a bit lucky, etc. But there's still always a good chance for Cancelo getting clean sheet points, maybe even an attacking return, and that's why he's a definite hold. Even Trent, for that matter, I know Liverpool aren't really keeping a lot of clean sheets, but Trent's attacking potential is immense, guys. We've already seen that this season, and I think he, along with James, are both perfectly good holds. Similar stories where teams are not keeping clean sheets, but the players have massive attacking potential, guys, and I think you should definitely hold them. If you have someone like a Walker, you can easily probably sell him. I don't think so there's enough value, there's enough worth in keeping a double Man City defense, considering that they might concede. I mean, we've all seen this season that big teams are even conceding goals. So having said that, I think Walker could still give you clean sheet points. There's no attacking potential, but you can easily sell him for a Trippier, maybe downgrade him for a Saliba, maybe some other Brighton defender as well. So there are different options that you can go for. Even, for example, you can even possibly go for a Nottingham Forest Neco Williams. If you don't have Williams, I think he's representing great value in that 4-odd million price point. I think he's also a good option. Now, in case if you are looking to replace somebody like a Perisic, for example, I think then it's a very interesting conversation, because Perisic is most likely not to start this week because he played 90 minutes in the last game. Now, we also have a Champions League game, then we also have another game on the weekend. So that's going to be a tricky game. I think it's against Man City, and that's probably going to be very, very difficult. So I think Perisic doesn't start this one. I think he's probably looking for a rest as well. So if you have him, I think there's a good case to be made to replace him. Now, if you want to do it for a hit, again, it totally depends on what kind of player you're getting, if there's a structure change, etc. If that move kind of satisfied or justifies at -4, then absolutely do it. But in isolation, guys, probably not take a hit for a Perisic out to getting somebody else in. Now, if you have Robertson as well, I think he's also a decent option to hold. I mean, of course, if you can hold him, but you can easily make a case for selling him this week as well, guys. There's a lot of value that you can get out of selling a Robertson. Let's say if you don't have a James, for example, let's say if you want to save some money, you can downgrade to a 4.5 million option, and then you can make significant upgrades in midfield, maybe get in Diaz, maybe get in a different option, or maybe even get in a third striker like a Tony or an Alexander Isaac as well. So there are different options. I think Robertson is a decent sell. Finally coming to Cucurella, guys, and I think Cucurella is a decent hold this week. I mean, look out for him, look out for his minutes, look out how he's playing alongside Chilwell, or I mean, what is that rotation thing that's going to happen there. But I think he's a perfect hold this week. Yes, you can probably sell him and again save some value. So if you have 2 free transfers, if you are looking to generate some cash, maybe you can go down to a 4.5 million option, get some money, and then make that other transfer that might not be possible without the Cucurella move. In that case only, guys, you should sell him. Other than that, I think he's a perfect hold for this week. Have him in your team, see his performance, and then further reassess. Now coming to the next question is that what to do with Haaland/Kane, guys. A lot of people I know went for Kane. They were kind of struggling with all those Haaland hauls. But of course, in hindsight, you can say 100 things. But now what to do? Let's say if you have Kane this week, guys, there's a high chance that Haaland probably won't start this week. Yes, of course, he can still start, maybe play around 60 minutes, and then get that additional rest, which I think Pep might give him. But again, there could be a possibility where he doesn't start this week. Games are coming thick and fast. And with the Champions League games also coming in, guys, there could be a potential for a Haaland rest. But then I think, especially for a hit, I don't think so this move makes any sense. Let's say if you have Kane, I probably won't take a hit to get in Haaland this week. I know he's been scoring hat-tricks. I know there is probably potential this week as well. But I think the risk is pretty high this week, guys. If you have Haaland, of course, you should keep Haaland. Yes, he could see reduced minutes. And that is where you probably take that captaincy call. Because if you feel that he's probably going to start the game, and you're confident about that captaincy haul, I think he has a lot of potential. If you're not, maybe you go to Salah, maybe some other options, but definitely hold Haaland. So I won't make these necessary switches, guys. I probably won't take out Haaland, get in Kane, and I won't do the vice versa as well. So whosoever you have, hold that player, guys, and move on to the next week. Now coming to the final question for this week, guys, who should you captain Game Week 6? Now there are 2 clear standout options in Mo Salah and Erling Haaland. Both of them are really good options. If you just ask me about their overall potential, I think Haaland has the higher potential out of the 2 options. I mean, we've already seen that he can score hat-tricks. Even if he plays for about 40-50 minutes, there's a potential hat-trick in there, guys. And Aston Villa aren't really giving a lot of confidence at the moment. And there is a chance that Aston Villa might get beaten by Man City by 4 or 5 goals, guys. And Haaland could easily get 3 of them. So if you have that confidence, then I think he's the standout option, absolutely the standout option to go for. In case if you probably have Haaland and KDB both, then I think there's possibly a case to be made to go towards a KDB captaincy, or let's say if you just have KDB, if you don't have Haaland, I think he's the better option to go for. Considering that he'll play more minutes, I still feel Haaland has greater points potential, but when we just look at minutes, I think KDB is probably going to play more minutes than Haaland. So probably you can go to KDB as well. In case if you want to play very safe, guys, then it absolutely has to be Mo Salah. He's playing against Everton, it's a derby game. I think he could do really well. He has a decent record against Everton as well. I know it's Everton's home game, it's at Goodison Park, so things might be a bit trickier there because they're generally a decent defense at home. But I still feel Salah has the potential to do well, guys. If you want to go safe, considering that I think a lot of people this week are probably going to favor Salah instead of Haaland like last week, I think then Salah is your pick. In case if you have Kane, let's say if you have Salah and Kane, maybe you don't have Haaland or KDB in your team, and if you want to go a bit differential, go towards a differential route, then I think Kane's also a decent option to go for this week. But I don't think so a lot of managers would go there. So the conversation kind of remains between Salah and Haaland. And depending on how much risk you want to take, depending on how much confidence you have on Haaland's minutes, I think you can take your call. My personal captain at the moment, guys, is Mo Salah, as I'm going to go a bit safer this week. So do let me know who are you captaining for Game Week 6 in the comments below. So that'll be all from my side for this video, guys. I hope you liked our last minute tips video. Do hit that like button if you liked our content. You can subscribe to our Insanely Football YouTube channel as well for more FPL content. Now we'll be back for the deadline stream in a couple of hours. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Saners on the deadline stream.